Howdy, beautiful people. It's Spencer Wood, the real estate cowboy. The gang is back together. Mr. Stump, Mr. Chili are here on site with us today, and we're fired up to bring you a 121-acre off-grid hunting property with this awesome off-grid camp attached to it here. 54 Hartford Spring Way in Hartford, Maine, 121 acres. We got year-round maintained dirt road front down there on Swan Pond Road. They actually do trash pickup, believe it or not. However, there's no power on Swan Pond Road, so this is gonna remain an off-grid property for the foreseeable future. The camp right now is hooked up with a generator and propane, so you got the best of both worlds there. No solar setup or anything here right now, but you could easily take advantage of it because we actually have some views of Mount Washington and New Hampshire off the back side of the camp here. I'll hopefully show you what that looks like, but it's pretty awesome. You got a whole ridge line just going almost like panoramic across the whole front of the property here. So if you wanted to trim some more trees back and open up that view even more dramatic, you could do that. So we'll go out, so we'll stay outside for a second here. We're gonna go fire up the generator so we get some lights on for you guys and all that sort of stuff. Point proven. We got a deer right here, fresh deer. The sellers, looks like they filled one of their doe tags recently, and that's a good sign for those of us that are looking for a hunting property less than 3 hours away from Boston, about 2 hours and 45 minutes away from Boston. You're an hour and 15 minutes away from Portland and the international airport there. And you're about 2 hours away from Mount Washington, actually, right across the way there. This is, the view's starting to open up even more off of the back here. So this is gonna be a awesome property to show you guys. I know a majority of you that follow us are, you know, looking at these sort of properties, big acreage, camp, off-grid, mountain views. We actually got 500 feet of water frontage on Mitchell Brook, which is actually going down on a majority of the lower part of the property here, closer to Swan Pond. But a couple of things that we'll keep pointing out. I mean, there's so much. Hopefully I remember to breathe during this one. I'm just excited to be here though. We got about, I'd say, I think that's probably about an 80 yard, 60 to 80 yard. I think it's probably about an 80 yard shooting range set up. They got a target down back, got a stone wall following it there, and awesome place to sight the rifle in, get ready for, you know, your hunting seasons, or if you just want to have a little bit of fun and dial things in. Can't say enough of how beautiful the view is here. It's obviously going to be a lot better in person. I know you guys can't really judge what it's looking like through the video here, but if you were to come through with a forest mulcher and something like that and kind of reclaim this into more of a field lawn sort of thing, you'd really open it up even more. But as is right now, you've got some really stunning views. Like I said, if you did want to get into some solar power, have a little bit more option in terms of your off-grid living, if you wanted to spend longer periods of time here, you could definitely get dialed in with a solar setup, because where you're sitting, this is all pretty much ledge up here. I'm sure you guys can kind of see what this is looking like here. So the camp is not going anywhere. It's pretty much built on top of ledge. It's got some cinder blocks and stuff like that on the other areas. But this is built, I think, originally in the 70s. And it's got, you know, the roof is in great condition. It's got some gutters. It's more or less got that rough cut, kind of live edge siding to it, which I actually really like. And it's a perfect size for people to come and enjoy deer camp or just the weekend to get away. What we'll do next, we'll kind of swing on over here. I'm going to turn the generator on. We'll visit the master bathroom on our way, but we'll turn the generator on so we can get the lights on in the house, or in the camp, as I should say. We'll do that. Here's the master bathroom. There she is. One of the rarest toilet paper holders that you can find, actually, right here. Big money for this right here. Big money, big money. Yeah, you got an outhouse here, does its trick, works just fine. The best part about this property is it actually has a composting toilet on the inside, so you don't have to come out here and use the outhouse anymore, which I don't think they've been using it for a while now since the composting toilet's been in. On the back side here is going to be your generator shed, so nice little area to keep your generators, your fuel, all that sort of stuff. Keeps it away from the camp. you really can't even hear this thing when it's running. So we'll fire this sucker up, we'll go inside, turn some lights on, get inside the camp, show you what that looks like, and then we'll start boogieing around the land a little bit. But let's see if we can get this baby fired up. Oh yeah, first pull. First pull. It's gonna be a good day. Alrighty, before we jump inside, couple things. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share. We appreciate everybody's support. And a couple things about the cabin here. So we got about a 1970s rough cut camp with a screened in porch, which is one of my favorite things about this place. You got those views of Mount Washington out back. We got $1,650 in annual property taxes. The property is in partial tree growth. So a little bit of your 121 acres or so is in tree growth. So that reduces your taxes, keep those taxes low to that $1,650 mark, somewhere right in there. And before we jump inside, I know what everybody's wondering too. We have an asking price of $258,000. So $258,000 in the town of Hartford. It would be map 2 lots 36 and 37, which make the 121 acres here. Also known as 54 Hartford Spring Way. There's actually a little road sign down there off of Swan Pond Road that brings you up here. So $258,000 asking price, about $1,650 a year, annual property taxes. We got 121 acres, partially in tree growth. Wait till we get to show you some of the woods here. There's some really awesome food plots, direct access to the ATV and the snowmobile trail right here at the property as well. So for those of you that love the snowmobile, for those of you that love to side-by-side or ATV, you can do that right here, right on the property, and go for as far as you want to go. So really awesome opportunity, especially in the recreational world, for people that are looking to get out a little over an hour from Portland, a little less than 3 hours from downtown Boston. This is gonna be your little mecca out here, 121 plus acres to get into it. So without further ado, let's jump into this place, huh? First thing you're gonna notice, awesome screened in porch here. Greeting you at camp as you're coming through. You got this beautiful area to enjoy all year round. The road also, Swan Pond Road, like we've said, year-round road, so you can drive up here in the winter with your trailers and stuff, no problem. You even have trash pickup down there. And keep in mind, we got the electric running right now. I'll be dead quiet. I guarantee you can't even really hear that generator, which isn't even that far away. Maybe a faint whisper, but you don't really hear much at all. Some cool history about this spot before we jump in. There's a year-round running spring on the property, dating back to I think the late 1800s, 1880, somewhere in there. At a point in time, it was called the Cold Spring Soda Company, I believe. They were bottling ginger ale up here and using this awesome year-round spring. It doesn't freeze. There's always water in it. The seller was actually using, he had a 2-inch, what do you want to call it, piping going all the way up to the spring, was running that spring water all the way to the cabin, but was having issues with the bears eating the line up, and got to the point where he just said, I'll bring my own water in or bring it down from the spring when they're here. So fun history about this spot. That cold spring up there is really amazing. We'll show you that in a little bit, but awesome screened in porch, carpeted. You got the power coming on in here. And as you come into this place, it's exactly what you want it to be. It's a perfect size. You got your wooden floors here. Looks like some pine floors. You got some nice natural light with all these windows here. You got 2 ceiling fans, so in the summertime, you're gonna be able to keep things nice and cool if the windows aren't doing it. But yeah, really awesome little spot. I mean, you got the futon, pull that out. Somebody can sleep there for hunting camp or whatever you guys are getting into. Nice big island here to entertain and help, prepare the meals or whatever you're getting into at night. You do got a nice big kind of farmer sink here. You got the stovetop 4-burner, and you got the oven, all gas run. The house is also plumbed for gas, so you can run all the lights off of propane if you run out of gas or something like that, you don't have any. The refrigerator, the oven, the stovetop, all run off of propane as well. So you could easily keep everything going with propane or the generator, depending on what you want to do. And we obviously have big old wood stove here in camp that will put you to sleep in 3 seconds. I guarantee it, once that thing is up and humming. Big wood stove, so absolutely no problem with heating this entire place, probably smoking you right out, to be honest, if you really wanted it to be nice and toasty in here. So awesome to have that in here. And once again, having kind of another backup system. You got a Mr. Heater, propane heater right here, wall-mounted ventless heater. You can run that and make sure that you can keep everything at a nice consistent temperature if you're going to be gone all day. You want to come back at night and have everything be nice and toasty in here. Take advantage of that. And we'll show you the other little kind of side of this room here. It's kind of like your little lounge living room area. Nice couch. Could definitely fit. You could probably sleep 2 people here, honestly. Depending on how many people are coming up to camp, I think you could jam them in here pretty good. Some big deer, obviously. Some mounts and stuff from the seller's time on the property, being very successful at what he does and what they do. And then you kind of come into what we'll call it like the master bedroom. It's kind of the only bedroom that's designated bedroom. Nice little size. You got probably a full bed here. You got access to the back porch on the property as well. So if you wanted to come out with your coffee in the morning and grill or whatever, you got this nice little outdoor kind of back porch here with your views of Mount Washington and the mountain ranges over there. Fire pit, you got your grill, all that sort of stuff. So quick little tour of that. So door access here. Again, you got a little built-in closet. You know, does the trick. It's camp, dude, you know? This is gonna be this is an awesome spot for what the sellers have been doing. For people that are looking for a place to come recreate and enjoy and hunt and shoot guns and light up fireworks and sort of stuff. So you got these big exposed timber up top there. Everybody loves those. And then here is honestly one of the best luxuries of the camp is you can kind of come in here and you got a composting toilet. So you don't have to worry about being 10 below zero and having to run all the way out to the outhouse and all that. You got a composting toilet, works phenomenal. It works year round. You got a nice window here. You even got a nice view if you got to go number 2. So you can take a seat right here and feel free to be comfortable year round. That's a big upgrade in a camp, I can tell you that. So little more storage, call it kind of like a pantry area as well for them. Got it. But that's pretty much camp right there. I mean, what you see is what you get. It's in great condition. It's an awesome spot. Can easily fit, you know, a bunch of people if you want everybody to come up here and have a good time. You know, there's some little flaws outside, some, you know, some rotting on some of like one of the soffits that I saw, but structurally this thing is solid. I mean, it's sitting on ledge, it's got the cinder blocks, so this thing is more or less has like a concrete slab that it's sitting on with the ledge that's on below it here. No, nothing soft in the floor. Structurally, this thing is sound as heck. It's camp, and that's what you want. And I almost forgot about this. So this is the history part. So zoom in. Cold Spring Ginger Ale, Hartford, Maine. And it's called the Hartford Cold Spring Company. So pretty cool. I mean, talk about how old it was. I mean, the bottom of this soda bottle is rounded. So late 1800s. So this property has some really cool history to it. For those of you that like to nerd out on that sort of stuff on your own properties, kind of like I do, it's fun to know that sort of stuff. But this is what you got. It's a sweet spot. I mean, you couldn't help but have everything that you want here at camp with a screened-in porch and the whole 9 with all that. We got another little storage thing here. I don't have the key for that, unfortunately, but just another little area to store some stuff, lock things away, put things, you know, out of the way, as we would say. But that's what we got. I think it's time to jump out into the woods, show you some of the trail systems, show you what the woods look like. And then towards the end of this tour, we'll actually bring you down the driveway and show you kind of what that road frontage looks like and that sort of stuff. But you just got to look at camp. We're looking at map 2, lots 36 and 37 in Hartford, Maine. $258,000 asking price, a little over $1,650 a year in property taxes. Let's go get out into the woods, dude, and have a little bit of fun. All right, time to get into the fun stuff. Let's go check this property out. We've got a couple miles of trail systems built in by the seller, a couple food plots. We'll show you the spring. The ATV snowmobile trail goes right into this as well. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun. Let's jump on and get her done. All right, we're on one of the main trail systems here that the sellers put in to access the different areas of the property. You can see that trail that goes over there. So he's done a really awesome job of putting in trail systems that really get you to utilize every inch of the property, especially if you're a little behind the 8 ball and you got a long night the night before and you're trying to get up to your stand the next morning a little behind schedule. You can jump on one of these and make it happen. We are at Hartford Spring. This is a really awesome piece of history right here with the big granite. It's essentially, it's just like a huge square carved out natural spring. Water is crystal clear, and I bet you it's ice cold. They were obviously using this spring to make that ginger ale and stuff way back in the day. And the seller was using this. You actually can see right here, he's got this tubing going all the way down to camp. So they were having the best water you could probably drink going right to their camp there. But the bears were chewing up the lines and stuff like that. And he eventually just said, screw it. So this is never going to freeze. This is year round. This is active. This is bubbling up in that regard. So pretty awesome to have this on your property. If you wanted to learn a little bit more history on it, you could do that. But this is a really awesome opportunity to take advantage of a piece of natural and earthy awesomeness. But let's jump back on the four-wheeler and start checking out some more of the property here. And again, we're climbing up to almost 1,000 feet of elevation at the top of the property. The ATV trails, the snowmobile trails, all that goes down below, but this is all personal trails of the seller here. And we've already seen on the way up here, and we'll stop and we'll show you some more of these rubs and stuff that are on the trees out here. There's some big deer moving through these woods, and the seller has some heads on the wall to prove it. So let's jump back on the wheeler, continue on up the property, and see what we can do. Are you guys having fun yet? Because this is pretty freaking awesome. We are at the top of the 121 acres now, plus or minus acres, 1,000 feet or so in elevation. A lot denser of a forest up here because obviously it hasn't been maintained in that regard other than the trail here. But this is, again, just another amazing opportunity to be able to access every corner of your property with an ATV, or if you wanted to have a horse out here or walk, whatever you wanted to do. Awesome opportunity to utilize your own property, have access to every corner of it, be able to have some fun out here. He's got probably, or they probably have like 6 to 10 stands out here. They got a big ground blind setup that we'll show you at one point. The stands, I believe, are gonna be staying with the property. If not, we'll update you on that. But right now, I'm pretty sure that all the stands are staying with the property. We'll jump back on the wheeler. We'll kind of spin around here because this essentially kind of fades into kind of like an untouched area, if you will. He kind of keeps that nice and wild for the animals to be able to have their own little kind of section of his property that doesn't have a trail going through it or something of that regard. So this trail, it could go on, but he's kind of left it in that regard. So we'll turn around here, head back down to the property, show you some more of these food plots, show you some of the other trail systems, and keep giddying up. Another quick stop on the journey of the 121 plus or minus acres here. We got a really nice food plot that's been put in by the sellers here. Great size. They've done some great planting. Looks like a really awesome food plot. She's got some cameras up. I'm sure we got some evidence of good movement coming through here. It just feels like there's a lot of deer that are coming to this plot, sitting pretty much in the middle of the woods here. So going to be a really great source for them to take advantage of, especially late night, early morning. You got a nice elevated blind over here, kind of sitting behind the brush. Very, very well blended in, or really did a really good job of blending that in there. But there's a couple of these across the property, and the trail systems just kind of bob and weave and connect and all that. So again, super rare to find 121 plus or minus acres with the amount of trail systems going through the entire property, so you can actually utilize the property itself. Sorry, while I was just talking to you guys, I just noticed that looks pretty fresh to me. All the trail systems are awesome. There we got a nice little rub here on the tree. Right there. That's good, yeah. Well, there's our evidence of deer coming through and using this plot. I bet you there's quite a bit more of this. I bet you there's a nice rub line going right through this whole zone here, but the trail systems are awesome. And then outside of what you're utilizing here, you have direct access into the ATV, ITS snowmobile trail system as well. So if the property gets a little too small for you, then you can open it up and take your wheeler or your snowmobile and go for miles and miles and miles. There's also right down the way here, public beach for the town of Hartford. So if you wanted to go and use the lake over there and enjoy the beach on a sunny day in the summertime, you can do that, only a couple miles down the road. All right, the wheeler's way over there, but you couldn't help but not notice all these rubs. I mean, this just happened this morning on this one over here. You got a smaller one right there on that tree. You got an absolute monster of one on this tree. And this side of it looks like this was fresh, almost like this morning. So really driving home the fact that there are some big 200 plus pound deer on this property. Pretty cool. It gives you that kind of little jittery feeling when you see stuff like that as you're riding around. But we'll jump back on the wheeler. We'll make it back down. We'll show you the ITS trail. We are officially sitting on the ITS and the ATV trail here, southwest corner of the property. We got a nice big old bridge right here for your crossing needs. Unnamed brook, I believe. I don't think, let me just double check. I don't believe I have found a name for this brook. This is not Mitchell Brook. Mitchell Brook is bigger, and it is down by the road there. So no name for this, but more a seasonal brook. Looks like it's gonna probably consistently be running, considering the spring up there in that other corner. Seems like there's a lot of just natural water that's coming down off of the hill here, headed this direction. Southwest corner again. Looking at the ITS ATV trail, we'll go out this way to the other corner of the property. This is really an outdoorsman's paradise. Less than 3 hours from a Celtics game, less than an hour and 15 minutes to the Portland International Airport, about 2 hours away from Mount Washington and all that stuff. So this is gonna be an awesome spot, and I doubt it lasts long. So hope you guys are enjoying the tour as much as we are. Let's keep it going. All right, we're standing on the ATV snowmobile trail here. This is an old county road, class 6 road. You could drive a Jeep on it or something like that if you want. You got the flagging here, ending of the property. So everything on this side where the four-wheeler is kind of going back into the property here. The property has been surveyed as well. So we have a survey available. We have a tree growth plan available. Pretty much everything is locked tight on this property. You get what you want, which is an amazing property to recreate in. You can see here, I mean, we've been running trails. I feel like this video is going to be 30 minutes long because we've just been going up and down these trails. Here's another trail that's going to go up the entire edge of the property here. As you can see, a lot of stone walls lining the property, some no trespassing signs, stuff like that. Try to keep things nice and protected for their hunting needs. And the trail's awesome here. This is that old county road that you can take a Jeep down if you want. Turns into the ATV snowmobile trail as well. So cool opportunity here in Hartford, Maine. Map 2, lots 36, 37. Also 54 Hartford Spring Way. Year-round road frontage on Swan Pond Road. You even get garbage pickup. Sweet opportunity. All right, we're down here on your 500 plus feet of road frontage on Swan Pond Road, dirt road, as you can see. No power coming down here like I promised. But this is a publicly maintained road, so they're gonna plow down here. You can actually get trash pickup down here as well. I keep saying that because I just think that's so cool. That doesn't seem like that would be a thing out here. You can see your Hartford Spring Way sign up here, and this is essentially your driveway. And for those of you that were just watching, as we came down the driveway here, you saw that house that's up there. So that is a different landowner. They have a small portion, a small lot there where the house is sitting on. So this is essentially going to be a shared driveway, although you own all of this land. So they have a right of way and an easement to use the driveway. But all this land that you're looking at down here is all part of your property and your ownership. That was a part of, this was all one big property way back in the day, and then it got divided as time went on, and here you are. So you own all this land down here, but you do, the other landowners there, as you saw in their house, that's an off-grid house that they do live at full-time year-round. They're great folk. Enough about the shared driveway situation. Mitchell Brook, 500 feet of water frontage on Mitchell Brook. Awesome little brook. Definitely probably has some brookies in it. You could definitely swim in here. This is gonna be year-round flowing. I mean, it's got a nice little noise to it. This is on the bottom of the property. And so, you know, not too much use to the cabin or anything up there, but still something fun to utilize and have fun with, especially if you got kids or something like that. And just another awesome opportunity on this recreational paradise of a property. Alrighty, beautiful people, it's that time in the tour where we gotta say goodbye. But before we do, quick recap. We are at 54 Hartford Spring Way, map 2, lots 36 and lots 37, that combine for 121 plus or minus acre off-grid hunting and recreational paradise, as you guys have seen. And we're looking at off-grid camp here, plumbed up with the generator and propane as well. You saw what the inside of that is. It's an awesome spot, super comfortable and cozy. For anybody that's coming up in the winter and when it's cold, you fire up that big fireplace in there, you'll be snoring in 30 minutes, I guarantee it. A little over $1,650 a year in annual property taxes, thanks to that tree growth plan out in the back acreage there. We're at asking price of $258,000. A little less than 3 hours away from Boston, a little over an hour, about an hour, 15 minutes from Portland, Maine. So if you got any questions, comments, this is it, baby. Doesn't get much better than this. I know everybody that's been watching is looking for something like this. So jump on this one before it goes to somebody else and start the next legacy of hunters and enjoying the ATV snowmobile trails out here and taking advantage of the great Maine outdoors. We'll see you on down the road. Giddy up.